Welcome everybody to our webinar about symbiotic protection from allergens on home textiles. My name is Ghekiere. I am Digital Marketing Manager at HeiQ and I will be guiding you through the webinar today. We will have presentations, 30 minutes of it today, followed by 15 minutes of Q&A. You can ask questions already during the presentations by using the Q&A button. We will then get back to those after the presentations. Now, let me introduce our speakers today. First up, we have Philip Ghekiere. Philip is our Sustainability Officer at HeiQ. He has 35 years of experience in the textile industry, especially bedding and home textiles. And Philip is very good at translating technical terms such as innovations into a language that consumers understand. Next up, our first guest speaker today is Patrick Seifert. Patrick has an undergraduate degree in finance and an MBA. After a 15-year marketing career at GlaxoSmithKline and leading brands such as Nicorette, Nicoderm, and Tums, he joined American Textile Company in 2013. He is passionate about educating consumers and helping them live healthier lives. And he has led American Textile's focus on solving real consumer challenges, such as a better night's sleep. Our second guest speaker today is Kim Pint. Kim has a master's in textile design. She has been with BekaertDeslee for 16 years and worked her way up to group product manager. Kim is invested in improving sleep for people in a sustainable way. Heavy emphasis on sustainability. Now, let me hand over to our first speaker today. That would be Philip.
Thank you, Rahel, and thank you all for joining. Okay. Well, again, welcome everybody. Welcome to HeiQ for this webinar. For those of you who were not familiar with HeiQ, just a few words about the company. We are a 3-in-1 company. We do scientific research. We manufacture our chemistry ourselves, and then we do ingredient branding. So we are also a marketing company. Our main drivers, our functionality, it's our ambition to improve the lives of billions by innovating people's everyday products. And our second driver is sustainability, because it's our mission to enable the textile industry to create quantum leap systemic change. We are we have our headquarters in Switzerland. We are listed in London, and we have 250 people, 30 nationalities across the globe. So we are a true diverse company, a true global company. We are an innovation powerhouse. We do R&D, we have experts, we collaborate with universities. And then we also help about 300 brands to explain technologies to the consumer. So that was about HeiQ. Let's get on with it with Allergen Tech. What is the issue that we are tackling here? Well, the issue is allergies, a very specific one, and one that is of high importance. When we look at the prevalence, we know that about 40% of any adult population in the world, whether that is Europe, US, or Asia, about 40% of the people suffer from allergies, from respiratory allergies. And even when we look at the pathology, so the disease of allergy, even there we see super high numbers. About 30% of the world population is suffering from the pathology. Now, even in the population of children, not mentioned on this page, but also there we know that about 35% of young children suffer from different types of respiratory allergy. What are these types? Well, the most common ones are pet allergy or allergy to pet allergens. About 15% of the global population is suffering from that, cat allergen, dog allergen. It's so that in countries where a lot of people live on smaller apartments, with their cats and dogs, these numbers can go up to about 30% of the population. The second one is grass pollen, very common. We all know that this is a seasonal allergy, so it comes in spring. People who are allergic to pollen really know when it's there, right? And then it goes back again. The third one that I would like to put in focus here is house dust mite allergy. High numbers, 26% of the population suffer from house dust mite allergy. And this is an allergen that is typically in bedrooms. About 75% of the bedrooms in Europe, in the US, in Asia, have elevated levels of house dust mite allergen. What is the solution that we are presenting to you today? Well, we have developed, we are applying 100% natural solution. It's a combination of a natural matrix, a kind of carrier for the technology. Then we have probiotics, and together with those probiotics, we also apply prebiotics. So this combination of probiotics and prebiotics, that's what we call symbiotic technology. So what happens is that we apply it on the textile surface. These probiotics start to produce enzymes, and the enzymes, this wide range of enzymes, is cleaning up all kinds of organic dirt that you find on the textile surface, including the allergens. So this technology, Allergen Tech, kind of makes a textile product self-cleaning, cleaning up all the rubbish that is typically around there and that is causing allergic symptoms. How can we prove the functionality of the technology? Well, we went to a German lab, an independent certified lab. We asked them to put these allergens on a piece of textile. Then we apply the technology, and then we look what happens after 2 weeks of incubation, of waiting time. Well, what we see is that after 2 weeks, almost 84% of the cat allergen has disappeared, has been consumed by the technology. When we talk about dog hair allergen, 76%. And for house dust mite allergen, close to 97% of the allergens have totally disappeared after 2 weeks' time. We also did a test on pollen, plant-based pollen, birch pollen from a tree. There, the number is about 70% reduction after 2 weeks' time. These are, of course, numbers that will then approach 100% if we would measure after 3 weeks or 4 weeks. We have defined a threshold. We are making a promise to the consumer that we are going to reduce allergens. In order to be able to make that promise, we need 10,000 what we call colony forming units per gram textile. So this is our threshold that we want to see in quality validation on a piece of textile. And you can see here from the tests that we have done, untreated, of course, there is no activity. Treated initial, we have high activity. We have even log 5, which is 100,000 of these CFUs per gram textile in this case. And what is also interesting is that when we use a binder, a cross-linker, together with Allergen Tech, that we can reach excellent wash durability. In this case, 20 washes, but we have seen tests with customers of going up to 40, 50, and even 60 washes. So excellent wash durability is possible with the technology. Where can we use Allergen Tech? Well, we can use it on every textile surface in your home that can potentially be a host for allergens. So we already focused a bit on the sleep environment, on the bedroom, but also on the sofa, on the carpet, any textile surface where dog, cat, or house dust mite allergen can be present, can be treated by the technology. We can treat natural materials, synthetic yarns, so no restrictions there. All fiber types can be treated. How do we communicate the technology to the consumer? Well, we will see a few examples in the webinar today. But one thing that is important is that the British Allergy Foundation, Allergy UK, has reviewed our technology, has assessed it, and has endorsed the technology to the public. So you can read that from the label. It's an endorsement that actually was renewed yesterday So we have another year of endorsement by Allergy UK, which is important because it's a trusted brand that consumers know and will look for information. What we do not claim, we never make medical claims, because allergies, the pathology is super individual and there are too many variables. So we stay away from medical claims. We reduce the allergens. We do not claim a reduction of the allergic symptoms or something that has to do with the pathology. We also do not make biocidal claims. So we have no effect on living organisms. We only claim a reduction of inanimate matter, so non-living organic dirt that is around in the textile environment. These are just a few examples of consumer claims that you can make. We are most happy to help you if you would apply Allergen Tech, or if you have a product, we will help you with the claims so that we are sure that you are compliant, that the promise made to the consumer is exact. That's a service that we provide. And then as a last remark, I would like to focus on the sustainable profile of this technology. If you are looking for a product that fits in a circular economy, if you are looking for a product that is renewable, that can be potentially recyclable, that is biodegradable, this technology, Allergen Tech, is a perfect fit. It's Blue Sign approved, it's Oecotex suited, and it's 100% certified bio-based, so it's a true sustainable technology. This being said, I will hand over to my friend Patrick, who is going to tell a little bit about the application that American Textile Company has done.
All right. Thank you, Philip. Okay, so my name is Patrick Seifert. I lead the marketing product development team at American Textile. And for those of you who don't know us, we're based in the U.S. in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Company's been around for over 90 years, privately held, and we sell bedding, pillows, protectors, mattress pads, comforters to major retailers in the U.S. and around the world. And our vision as a company, we capture as better sleep, better life, really trying to create that link between sleep and health and the impact that can have on one's quality of life. Okay, so better sleep, better life. You know, that vision really inspired by a couple of key trends. One is the increasing link between sleep and health. And the bar graph on the left there is a study that was recently published in the US by Cardiologist Association, and it shows the % reduction in death from people who sleep 7 to 8 hours a night versus those who don't. And what you can see is that there's a 30% reduction in death for any cause, 21% from cardiovascular disease, 19% from cancer, 40% from other causes. And so what this is saying is that those who sleep better consistently have a much better and longer quality of life. So that broad sleep health link. The other big trend inspiring our vision is the growth in allergy, and that's what we're going to talk about today. The bar chart on top there shows the CAGR, the cumulative annual growth rate for allergy diagnostic equipment over the next 10 years of 13%, which is a pretty good proxy for the marketplace we are in the allergy prevention market. And the reason for that growth in allergy activity is the increased length of the growing season. So due to warmer temperatures and moisture, the length of the allergy season over the last 40 or 50 years has increased by almost 100 days. So if you have a longer growing season, you have more plants and trees with allergens, therefore more allergy symptoms. So that's really what sits beneath our interest in the allergies or in the allergy space. So before we talk about that, I wanted to just mention that as a company, American Textile has had a long partnership with the folks at HeiQ. When I joined the company 10 years ago, we were just launching the Even Temp Smart Temp finish on sheet sets. Since that time, we've worked with HeiQ Pure, HeiQ Mint, HeiQ Fresh, HeiQ Cool, and now, of course, Allergen Tech. Our interest in allergen tech is really very much linked to the allergy trends I mentioned a moment ago, and we have a brand in the U.S. that's sold internationally to some extent called allergies, and the base promise of allergies is bedding that prevents the collection of allergens. And this is a huge market. We believe that the allergen bedding market today has about 10% penetration and is valued at about $150 million US. And so if you think about that addressable market, those other 90 points of penetration suggest that the market potential here is $1.5 billion. And that's at current prices. As we create products with the unique technologies that allow the average unit price to increase, that market value only grows. And our allergies brand has grown even in the face of difficult economic conditions. Our sales last year were up 8%, even as other categories or segments of the bedding category declined. And you can see that due to our investments in the allergy space, we run national advertising, do a lot in social and digital, doubled our brand awareness last year, and we'll continue to do that over the next several years to drive education in this allergy market. So we see allergen tech as a real breakthrough in allergy technology, and we trace it this way. Back in the 1960s, you saw the introduction of hypoallergenic fibers and fills. So essentially, things other than natural fills that were free from allergens. In the 1990s, we introduced allergen blocking fabrics, right, that essentially prevented allergens from collecting in your pillow or your mattress. But you still had those collected allergens on the surface. Now, with allergen tech, we have a finish that actually reduces those accumulated allergens on the fabric surface. And that's really a big idea in our estimation. So we've introduced the concept in our allergies brand. This was a pillow called the Soothing Comfort Pillow that we introduced at the spring 2023 home textiles market. And we branded the Allergen Tech Finish Clean Boost to really telegraph that idea of cleanliness. Using the data that Philip shared just a moment ago, actively reduces surface allergens by up to 96.6%. So that was the reduction in inanimate house dust allergen reduction from Allergen Tech after 2 weeks. So, it's one thing to introduce product, but as I mentioned, the real key to develop this market is investing in brand awareness and demand generation that educates those consumers about the role that allergen bedding and allergen tech can play in relieving their symptoms. And of course, committing to a digitally integrated full funnel approach, right? So driving awareness at the top of the funnel, all the way down to conversion at shelf and online using appropriate tactics. And for us, next year, we'll have our largest investment ever in national advertising in the US, continuing to enhance our digital content. We do a lot of work with influencers in the US, those who are aligned with allergy sufferers, but also those who are aligned with specific retailers that carry allergies. And then using our own allergies.com website, not so much as a sales channel, but more as an educational tool that directs to retail. And we were very excited in March of this year to announce an exclusive partnership with HeiQ. So what we've done is committed to commercializing HeiQ in the allergy space in the US with our allergies brand. And so that's an exclusive partnership that launched at Spring Market. And we look very forward to working with HeiQ and the team to commercialize this technology. And that's what I had today. So at this point, I will hand it off to our next presenter, Kim from BekaertDeslee.
Hello. So who's BekaertDeslee? We are a B2B company. We are a worldwide manufacturer of mattress fabrics and covers. We have 15 locations around the world. Basically, everywhere we have plants and production plants, and we have a very strong focus on sustainability and innovation. And of course, then HeiQ is one of our biggest partners. So I think quite some time ago, we also won an Interzoom award for adaptive. We have HeiQ Real Silk in our range. Soon, probably we'll have HeiQ Cool in our range. So a lot of the HeiQ products at BekaertDeslee. Next slide. Yeah. So our name for HeiQ Allergen Tech is actually branded as HeiQ. We had a first version of it 13 years ago. The press called it our yogurt mattress because yogurt was the only reference that the consumer had to probiotics. So the product really kept growing, but then we saw a decline starting in 2018. So it was really time for a new and improved version. And that's where HeiQ Plus came into play with Allergen Tech. So as said, it is 100% bio-based. I tell the customers you could drink it, you shouldn't, but you could. It is also patent pending, and we have the exclusivity for the mattress market. Next slide. So we launched it last week, actually, at Interzoom in Cologne. This is one of the biggest components fairs in the whole world. So we showcased 10 new concepts. One of them was HeiQ Plus, powered by HeiQ Allergen Tech. And we also won an Interzoom award for that one. Next. So snooze the sneeze is our tagline for our new sleep improvement concept, which is based on allergy reduction, of course. So we always do the same marketing strategy. First, we explain a little bit what the product does. We talk about the problem and then also show the solution in Allergen Tech. And then the next slide, we also show to our customers which markets we are envisioning for this. So that's the 40% that Philip also mentioned. And then the last part of the marketing is also where we explain the science that is involved in this HeiQ Plus. So next slide. So as said, we won a lot of Interzoom awards this time. We never won so much. So we won 6 of them. We have one high quality award for HeiQ Plus. As you see, this is where we got the awards last week. And we also got more Interzoom awards. One was for Smart Sleeve, which is kind of a combination. It's a mattress enhancer, and we combine all our best technologies in this one. So we have adaptive, we have HeiQ Plus, we also have a breathable construction in this fabric, and it also has sequel, which is ocean waste polyesters. So that one was a best of the best, which they only give one best of the best for the whole textile category. So that's a really important one for us. And then Camille was also a quality award, which is a new changeable cover. So it's basically a mattress cover where you can zip up and zip off the top panel. So it makes it very flexible. So it is also possible to, we also present it with one top panel with allergy reducing technology. So HeiQ Plus Allergen Tech. And then we also are very happy with the support that we get from HeiQ. So at Interzoom, we did breakfast sessions where Sam came to give his presentation on the technology and the science behind Purotex Plus. And his Chinese colleague did the same for our road shows in China. Not all the Chinese customers can already visit Europe. So it was really important to do a local road show, and that's where we got the support as well. And that's it from my side. So if you have some questions, feel free.
Right, so we've reached the question and answer part of the webinar. That means you can ask questions now. So use the Q&A function to ask your questions and we'll go through them. We already have a first question here, which goes to Philip, I think. What is the wash temperature? In other words, how hot can you wash this?
Yeah, the wash temperature has no impact on the technology. We do recommend washing at lower temperature for all textiles. That has nothing to do with Allergen Tech. So 40 is recommended. We know that some markets are still keen on washing at 60, which is actually not necessary. But on the, let's say, on the probiotics, there is no impact. When we apply them in the textile machine at BekaertDeslee, they go up to a temperature of what is it, Kim? 120 or so. So they are not afraid of high temperatures nor low temperatures. They are super strong. So the temperature of the washing has no impact. The number of home laundries depends on the substrate. As I have told in the presentation, 20 home laundries is kind of standard, but we can go up to 40, 50, depending on the product that we apply it on.
Okay. So if it's applied to mattress takings, of course, you don't really wash that a lot. What about pillowcases that are really washed a lot? Is that fine to wash a lot?
Actually, the products that we're highlighting it on is the interchangeable cover Ghekiere and also the mattress enhancer. So those are really, we promote them as being washable. So washability is very important also for top panels for mattresses. For pillows, I think Philip already mentioned you can wash it already 40 times, so I don't really see a problem.
Okay. Another question for Philip. How is it possible that the probiotics in your treatment stay alive? How hot is the finishing treatment? How hot can it get?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, the probiotics are super strong. They have a very thick cell. They develop when we put them on the fabric. We give them some food in the same process, right? So they get some food already, which means that already in the packaging, while the pillow or the mattress is in the plastic packaging in the warehouse, these probiotics start to develop. This is important because they have to be the leading colony on the textile. So we go in with full force, right, when the consumer starts to use the product. And then they kind of self-regulate as a population. When there is a lot of food, they grow. If there is no food, they go dormant, they sporulate, they go asleep. And when then the circumstances are better again, they will regerminate, they will become active again. So it's a population that will stay on the product for the full lifetime of the product, whether that is a pillow or a duvet that will last 3-4 years, or a mattress that will last 10 or 12 years. They are there to stay.
Hello, everybody back. I got an error message from Zoom, but I think we're back, huh?
We have not been away here, Raquel, so.
No. Okay. Maybe it was me. Something Zoom crashing occurred. I'm sorry. I'm back. So everything good. Okay. Again, maybe I asked Patrick a question. Patrick, is allergies available only in the US or also worldwide? Sorry for the interruption.
Yeah, no problem. Its broadest distribution is in the US, but we have sold it globally in probably about 15 countries at this point, primarily as a pillow and through Costco.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, next question, technical question, goes to Philip. Could you explain application recipes? Is it padding or can you use exhausts?
You can actually do both. So the main or the most used application is padding, but we have also successfully done it in exhaust. So yeah, both are possible. Industrial applications.
Okay. Next questions. Can treated fabrics pass BS 597 1 and 2 standard, which is apparently fire retardant requirements? What's that?
Yeah, well, we have customers in the UK that have successfully applied it on, as you know, where they have harsh fire retardancy regulations. So we see no real effect of these probiotics on the burning behavior of the product. That is, I think, mainly thanks to the fact that this is now a natural, 100% natural matrix and no longer a plastic container, right? So no worries there. But of course, wherever you have legislation on fire retardancy, we always suggest that the product is tested before put to market.
Okay, thank you very much. Then there's another question. What about the impact of a pillow sleeve or mattress protector on the functionality? So I guess if the pillow or the mattress is treated, if you put a sleeve or a protector over it, what's the impact?
Yeah, the technology works on the surface that has been treated, right? So if you treat the mattress sticking, it's going to work on the mattress sticking. It's going to prevent that allergens build up on the mattress sticking. If you do it on the pillow encasement, same story. If you do it on a protector, same story. So it works on the product that has been treated. It does not work, it's not going to migrate to the carpet or anything on in the same room. Right? So it only works on the product that we have treated.
Okay.
But they all make sense, right? So the more, the better. Yes. So the more products in the bedroom that have been treated, the more effective.
Maybe question to Kim and Patrick. Do you have mattress protectors or pillow sleeves that are treated with the allergen protective technology?
Everybody in my family is sleeping on one, so I truly believe in BekaertDeslee Plus or Allergen Tech. It really helps. I know my son, for example, he always makes a remark when he's sleeping somewhere else. His nose is clogged, and it's just because there is no allergen reduction technology on those mattresses or fabrics. So it does make a difference.
Yeah. Patrick, did you have similar experiences?
Yeah, very similar. But broadly, yes, that making the product available on pillow protectors and mattress protectors, we believe is very important because those items tend to be laundered less frequently than the sheets or pillowcases. And obviously, the less something is laundered, the more important is the need to essentially offer this self-cleaning technology, right?
Yeah. Okay. Next question. Can we use it for towels? Philip?
Yeah. Of course, I think the contact with the towel is relatively short. It's also a product that is washed super frequently. Yes, you can use it, but I don't see I would say the added value for towels is for me not very obvious.
Mm-hmm. Next question. Can we apply this on the dyeing yarn in cone and HEIQ dyeing? And how many times can it sustain washing?
No, it's a technology that is applied on fabric, woven or knitted fabrics, right after the weaving or the knitting process, right? So it is not put on yarns. You could spray it on a surface, on a foam, for instance. On a yarn, it's a bit difficult. So it's not, it's not at this time.
Not at this time. Okay, thank you. Next question. Can this technology be applied with other finishes, such as stain repellent finishes?
Yeah, it's compatible with a number of other finishes. The only thing you should not use is an antibacterial product, right? Because obviously that would kill our good bacteria as well. But for the rest, we have no known, products that you cannot combine it with.
Okay. Oh, that's a funny question. Can this be applied during the laundry process and be effective? So can you wash things with it?
That would be a different approach, but yes, why not? You could, of course, the benefit of doing it in an industrial application is the cost effectiveness and the easy to use for the customer, right? So they don't have to do anything. It just works when they buy the product. If you would do it in a washing program, yeah, that's a bit more complicated. So, but it should be possible, yes.
Okay. And the next question is Beta the lab to verify the bio-based content. So yeah, in the slides you showed that Beta was testing. Is this the lab you recommend, or can others do it?
Well, when we have a bio-based claim, we go to Beta Analytic. That's a company in Canada, if I'm not mistaken, who do the test, and then you get a certificate for a certain percentage of bio-based content, and in this case it's 100%. So that certificate is available for everyone who would like to have a look at it.
Okay, thank you. Next question. Okay, there's a very long question. Hello, everyone. I'm following you from Lugano, Switzerland. I'm creating fitness clothing, creating infrared therapeutic radiation to the body. And I'd love to add one more step to treat my pattern fabric with your probiotic treatment. What can you suggest to me? My garments are washed a lot. 20 washes means 3 to 4 months. Okay, is that something for clothes? So maybe first, is this something for clothes?
It's something for clothes, provided that the clothes are washed, I would say 50, 60 times max in their lifetime. Clothes, like jackets that you sometimes wear and sometimes are in, are waiting for you. It's not something that I would apply for like socks, underwear, because those are really, really washed frequently. But then we would have to look at what you just mentioned, Rahel, that you do an after treatment in the washing machine. But that's a different kind of business model that we do not have today. So yes, frequent washings with the mentioned number of foam laundries of 50, 60 is possible. Anything that goes beyond that, I think, would be.
Okay, so the next question. Is there an international testing standard on allergen reduction except the German one, BNA?
Yeah, well, the problem is that probiotic technology is still relatively new. The industry is used to kill, to destroy bacteria, and most tests are, aimed at destruction, 100% kill rate, kind of thing. So we have found this German lab in Bochum who had a protocol to measure the opposite, so growth of good bacteria. This protocol can be adopted by any commercial lab or university lab. So there's no secret about it. The test that we do is where we count the probiotics, the colony forming units, is European standard, which is also available, to universities, to labs, commercial labs. So I understand the question. There's not so many protocols, but we have 2 at least that we are using and that we are happy to share.
Okay. Maybe a question to our guest speakers. Was there any impact on the hand feel after this, after you applied it to your products?
Not for the mattress fabrics.
Not for the mattress fabric.
Still soft.
Okay.
Yeah, same. We've applied it to polyesters, cottons, and no change to the hand feel. So very good result.
Very good. Okay. Next question. Yeah, there's another question about testing. I guess since this is really a new thing, so people worry about how do I prove that this works. So will there a test be available on the fabrics? So I guess HeiQ will propose a test or a testing location that people
Yeah.
can send their fabrics to?
Yes. So any customer that wants to apply Allergen Tech needs to send us a product, the substrate that they're going to sell, and then we do a quality validation. So we will, after the application, we will count the number of colonies, and then we provide a test report to the customer, which is a quality validation that they then can use onwards in their communication with consumers.
Okay, the next question. With this anti-allergic treatment, do we create a bad environment also for bacteria and mites? I guess this question is asking if is this antimicrobial or yeah.
No. So as I mentioned, we do not make any claims against living organisms, right? So what we do is we reduce allergens, which are inanimate. We do not claim any activity against house dust mites. We leave them alone. We only take care of the allergens, which cause the allergy, right? So yeah, that's a very clear, we are the only technology globally that is non-biocidal, and we are determined to keep it that way. So we make no biocidal claims whatsoever.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, another question about this. So will it do anything to the dust mites? Does it have an impact on the dust mites themselves or just their matter?
Yeah, so we clean up the allergen, we leave the dust mite alone.
Okay, thank you very much. Is treatment affected by home sprays like Lysol disinfectant? So I guess if you spray it with a harsh cleaner, what happens?
As Kim mentioned, you can actually spray it in your mouth. It's 100% natural. So
it means like with another treatment, not ours, but if you treat it with something else, with a harsh,
okay. Yeah,
disinfectant.
Okay, if you spray it with an antibacterial product, it will kill our good bacteria, right? So don't do that.
Don't do that. Okay. Okay, so actually there's more questions, but we've reached the end of our allotted time. So all open questions we will get back to you by email. You are not forgotten. So thank you very much to our speakers for joining us today. If you would like to get in touch with them, everybody, you can just write me an email and I will forward to the person concerned. Also, if you would like the slides from this presentation, you can write me an email as well. This webinar has been recorded. You will receive a recording afterwards. And as a last thing, we frequently hold webinars about material innovation topics. Keep your eyes open and join again next time. Okay, that's it. Thank you, everybody, very much for joining. Thank you.
Thank you, Rahel. Bye-bye.
And bye-bye.